Talk to me about like in terms of hey, if you had to measure good enough or good, what is that? What is the primary measurement you're looking at with that?
I would say again, having less than 30 days inventory on hand, like 30 days being for me, the top threshold of like not starting to freak out. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's good enough.
Yeah, because then because if you're just saying on the net 30, if you're running net 30 with a lot of folks, like if you have more than 30, you can't pay them back, right? Like at the end
Yeah,
of the
exactly. Like there's very little wiggle room for error when you're inflated to that point.
yeah.
And you're likely causing you may be causing physical inventory implications on the stores carrying too much inventory. And I think that's another important thing to bring up is, I'm sitting here in a chair working on these numbers. I'm not in the vault handling the intaking of the products. And I used to be when I worked in the store, but I'm not anymore. And handling the intaking of the products, the physical organizing of the products in the vault. For Massachusetts, you can have them out on the sales floor behind the point of sale. So managing the inventory not just in the vault but out on the point of sale and reconciling that on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. So understanding that there aren't just cost and margin implications when you have too much and start discounting it, but there's truly physical implications of carrying too much inventory as well.
Do you with
Sorry to
that?
peekaboo back in. I just saw someone raise their hand, and I just want to encourage anybody, if you have something you want to contribute, if you have a question or a comment, use the webinar chat or the Q&A, and we'll try our best to get to you.
Yeah, 100%. And then we are doing a Q&A session. I drop in, I think a couple questions have been popping up 15 minutes towards the end as well. So one thing I actually wanted to pick out something you just said there. What do you think is easy to get wrong, but is incredibly costly?
I think knowing, everyone knows flour in most markets is going to be the best seller. Add pre-rolls as another little addition to that, vapes and then edibles. Assuming, sorry, my headset's a battery low, so let's see if I can make it through the end of this. I'll switch to another speaker if I have to, but knowing you have the right categories, but not really knowing the right assortment within those categories and not knowing the right amount of SKUs to have at one time. And just assuming that if you keep buying the same amount of product, if your sales are flat, that you have the right assortment without really digging into missed opportunities or uh, something that you've just, trust in your gut with, that can be costly when you don't have data to back it up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. I would agree with that. In terms of it's easy to say I have X amount of dollars and I sell Y amount of dollars and therefore I'm good. Right. But the reality is that when you and we've done some data on this, when you start decomposing that, like something like 20% of the stuff hasn't moved in the last week at all.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like 60% of the stuff moves less than a unit a day. Right. Like you actually, even if you have today, call it $500,000 of retail value of inventory to make $500,000 of sales over the next 30 days, you will actually have to purchase an additional 200 grand or on average, the average store
Yep.
right now. And it's because like a ton of that is dead weight, right? Like just because of bad investments in the past, right? Uh,
Absolutely. And it's to no one's fault.
yeah,
The
I
point
would
of sale
agree with
systems,
that.
yeah, are not built for this type of support. Um, you know, Other more mature retail industries have way more advanced technology and systems that communicate. And we talk about vendors helping manage these inventory levels. And cannabis is very rare. In other industries, it's how they operate completely, like the grocery industry. So just knowing that in cannabis, it feels a little bit often like operators are sort of out on their own to figure things out. And that's when leveraging tools like this can be so critical. But you are solving a problem that like you said, some people don't even realize they have.